Hello, everyone. So, first of all, look at my hair. I got absolutely butchered. It's terrible. So, look, I wasn't able to do it myself. I let my mum, unfortunately, take the razor. And yeah, I might just have to shave it all off. The lens are horrible with the different lens and everything. There's gaps missing. There's no fade. It just goes from a 2 straight into a fucking 4 or something. So, sure, look, that's just not acceptable. But anyway, yeah. So the podcast today is just a solo one. I'm just going to talk about what I've been doing the last few days and stuff. Obviously, the lockdown has been extended. It's not great, if I'm being honest. But yeah, like we have to deal with it. It's just you just have to move on, keep on doing what you're doing. Um, Me personally, I've set goals for 2020, and yeah, understandably, like it's going to be harder to achieve them now that this is happening. But I can work on certain steps leading up to them goals, and that's what I've been trying to focus on the most. I'm also spending a lot of time reading certain books. I've one here at the moment I'm reading, and it's called the Marketing Classic. Uh, so it's basically just about like positioning in business, like in terms of marketing. So it's like how to be seen and heard in the overcrowded marketplace. And I'm loving it. And to be honest, it's great because if I was doing or working as normal, I wouldn't have time to read these books. And yeah, I'm trying to be positive, and I'm taking it as a chance to go and kind of like further my knowledge and stuff. But yeah, like it's been very tough. And like me and my friends were talking and trying to ask each other on a daily basis, "Are you doing okay?" And it's because if like for me personally, I'm a very outgoing person. I very see myself as a very positive person. But some days I'm just waking up and I'm like, there's no purpose anymore. In a sense that like I can like there's no reason for me to just get up straight away and go to work or go to the gym simply because you can't. So I just find like, and when my friend which like made a very good point, he was saying like you should probably get up within the first 10 minutes of waking up. Just like get your steps about you, just go do something. Just the fact to get out of bed, because I find now, because I'm finding I don't have to actually go and do anything. I'm just spending necessary time like just lying in bed, not doing anything. Um, but yeah, so it's like I've done a lot of reading. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I'm obviously trying to like keep going with these podcasts. Um, so yeah, like it's tough, but will get through. It'll be fine at the end of the day. It's the same for everyone. And like the economy is going to take an absolute bashing from this, but we'll recover from it. Like everyone will recover from it. Like I believe everything happens for a reason, and obviously it's the case with this, so we'll be fine. But yeah, just something I want to talk about. I was not watching Instagram, I was scrolling through obviously the last few days, and obviously, people might have seen my stories in like relation to certain competitions or giveaways gyms were doing, and like this just solely my opinion. Like I think I can't remember the name of the gym. I'm best to get their name right. Hold on, I'll look them up. Alpha something. It was an absolute genius idea. Alpha High Performance Facility. So they are based in Castlewellan. I believe that might be in Carlow, possibly. I'm not sure. But basically, yeah, they did a giveaway, and it was unbelievable. So it's like they had, I think they had 2,000 followers or something, and they went from 2,000 to 214,000 within a week or something. And I was just looking at it going, that was absolutely genius. But as far as I know, what they did was, so basically the giveaway was they gave away like an assault bike and a bench press set and stuff like this, and I think there was different nutrition stuff like drinks or something, or carbohydrate drinks. I don't know what the hell it was, but basically they were giving away loads of equipment. And originally, what they had done was they said, tag 3 friends, share this post to your story, and tag the page and follow them on Instagram. It's funny now, but after editing the post, they said, due to the response of this competition, we've decided that the lucky winner will keep it forever, not just for lockdown, which is a great decision. I have to say, it's brilliant. But originally, what they'd done was they said, we'll give the stuff away, the equipment away for the period of the coronavirus until it ends. And when it ends, they'll come and pick it up back off you. And I think, I know certainly it took me, like, I read through the post, didn't notice, and then I read it again. I was like, hold on, what? I just assumed that loads of people didn't see that. But in terms of marketing, or like just like a marketing move, it was absolutely genius. But then what started happening was all these other gyms start saying, "Oh my god, like they're after going up like 200,000 followers in a week by just doing a giveaway and taking their own equipment back. They're not even losing anything because they can't run the gym because no one's allowed to." So like other gyms were like, "Oh, let's do it." But it was crazy. The guy was sharing all the other gyms like posts on my story because I was like, they're not even changing the wording. So they're just putting up random pictures of equipment. By the way, I don't oppose to it. It's absolutely great. But there was no like originality or uniqueness to it. Because they were all literally just copying and pasting like what that original page had put up or for their giveaway. And like they were all just saying we'll pick it up back off you. But now, and obviously that alpha place, wherever it is, had said obviously they were going to pick up the gear afterwards after the coronavirus was finished. But now it's worked out even better because after everyone else was then copying them, saying, "Oh, we'll pick it up back after the coronavirus too," they went back and said, "Actually, no, we'll give it to them for good now." So now they look even better than all the other pages who would copy them. So it worked out brilliant. But something I just found really interesting because, like, obviously I've gone and I've written a book, and during this time, it's really, really kind of hard to see why anyone would buy it. And it's like, it's tough because you're kind of like, oh no, put whatever, 7 or 8 months into this. But the thing with a book is like, you do it to get your name out there. You shouldn't look to get money from it. It's purely to build your credibility and to get your name out there. And it's really done really well. But when I seen this, I was like, and I've done giveaways before and it's got me great publicity. It's got me in newspapers. And that's great. Like, as I said, it's building my credibility, building my, not fame, that's the wrong word, but it's just basically increasing the amount of people who know about me. But this giveaway, just like 200,000 followers on Instagram in a week is insane. Like that's unheard of growth. Like it's crazy. You'll only really hear that in case, or if like a international like athlete or like world known athlete was never on Instagram and then they joined it. Like that's comparable numbers. That's the only other place you'd see it. Like, but yeah, I'd seen that and I was just like, it's incredible. It's a great move by them. Really, really good move by them. But it's interesting what would catch people's attention. You know, I put up a YouTube video. It was either the third or fourth video when I started the channel, and it was called "The Power of Free." And if that hasn't proved anything, like I just like that's the best example I could have ever seen. You know, we could have back up my video. It's literally the power of free, the word free or giveaway or something along them lines. Where there's obviously no transaction of money, like it means so much. And like this, like gym now, their whole like business plan and strategy will change now. Their goals will change. Like their following has, I don't even know what you'd say. Like it's literally like people say like if you do like get a sevenfold in your business, like you're doing well. If your business develops sevenfold, this is like 100,000-fold. Like it's unbelievable. So within a week, all of a sudden, like there may be online consultations or their gym programs is going to have just way more of a reach, you know? And then all of a sudden now they start trying to go, look, we've got to 200,000 Instagram followers. How can we double that again? And it's like, if they do another competition now, you have 200,000 people seeing it. And what if each of them 200,000 people knew one person who shared it? You basically then doubled it again. So you're up to 400,000. So I was like, they're just, like, it's an absolutely brilliant move. Fair play to them, I have to say. I'm really, really impressed by it. But interesting the amount of people who fell for the original. Well, you never know. Okay, people were probably sharing the stories, and maybe they did notice that like the equipment was going to be taken back off them. But it was at the very, very end, and I say people. I know myself. The first time I read it, and I was like, okay, you tag, share, yeah, the normal stuff. Let's just do it. But it took me a second time to read down to the very end, and I was like, hold on, what's this? Oh, they're taking it back off us. I say barely anybody noticed that. I sent it to a few people. Like, oh my god, that's weird. Um, So it's a genius idea. Obviously, they've now decided that they're just going to give away for good, and that's brilliant. But either way, it's just a genius marketing play, like really, really good. Um, but yeah, like that was something that like interesting that just amused me in the last few days. And I know a lot of this, like with the podcast, like I've talked to Charlie Murphy and Shanice, and just like they're like TikTok famous or Instagram famous or they're influencers, and like that's great talking to these people. But like I will be getting people on now who run businesses, and I'd love to hear their like idea how they market, how they sell, how they grow their business, because I think it's crucial for people to know that they can do it too. If I can set up a business and run one and write a book, and someone else can, you know, put up a post like that and gain 200,000 followers in a week, like I think people would be interested to hear, because they probably have their own ambitions and they'd like to do something similar. Um, but something else I see in there yesterday, I have to look it up again to make sure it's accurate, because this is just absolutely crazy, and you should definitely give it a watch on YouTube, or YouTube as I would say. Um, so basically, there's a restaurant in, I'm pretty sure it's Las Vegas. Yeah, it is Las Vegas. And it's called the Heart Attack Grill, and like whatever about the GM putting up a giveaway post and gaining 200,000 followers, like it's a genius marketing employee. And I have to say, like I'm very, very, like I'd love to talk to the owners and see, like I'll just get their opinions on it. Actually, okay, yeah, fair enough. The fingers after coming out. I might get them on for a podcast then. I say now they're getting a few of them requests, but yeah, I'll take that down. I must get on to them. But yeah, so basically the Heart Attack Grill is a restaurant in Las Vegas, and as you can imagine by the name, it's quite controversial. So there's the owner. This owner, I can't remember his name. I'm not going to name names. I know you can look it up yourself anyway, but just I'll go through the basics. Set up this Heart Attack Grill. It's an American like hamburger restaurant, and basically the whole premise of it is that if you're like you weigh over 350 pounds, you get to eat free in the restaurant. And when you go in, you're given a hospital gown. So it's like all the waitresses are dressed in nurses, like they're dressed as nurses. They give you a hospital gown and you go and sit down. And there's like people who are dwarfs, and they go around in an ambulance, and they check if you're eating, and like if you finish your whole meal, or there's a certain few meals that if you finish you get it for free. It doesn't matter how much you weigh or whatever. But it's like if you don't finish your meal, no matter what meal it is, like the nurses take you to like I can't remember what the name is, but like you know, it's like you put your head in your arms inside and you'd be stuck. The nurses come up on this blanket with this wooden thing. It's brilliant. But yeah, the owner was saying that he was like, basically, the whole idea is he's trying to go away. Sister interruption. The whole idea is that they're trying to prevent obesity, and they're trying to spread the awareness of healthy eating and like nutrition. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, that's a bit weird. Like that's against like it's literally the total opposite of what you're actually running in your business, like in your restaurant. So he sat down with an American news interviewer, and he was like, he ripped out this bag, and it's all full of like somebody who being cremated their ashes, and he put it down on the table, and he goes, "This is my best friend. He died here." So this guy, the owner's best friend, had been there. Like, what's the word? I'm not to lose now. And he was like the brand of the restaurant. You know what I mean. Anyway, so he'd be in all their advertisements, and he'd be saying like, "Come and eat at the Heart Attack Grill." But so basically, that guy had a heart attack in the Heart Attack Grill, and they cremated him. And supposedly, they were your man's ashes that he put on the table beside the interviewer. He's saying, "This is my best friend, but he died for a cause." Like, we're trying to spread, as a restaurant, we're trying to spread the awareness of bad eating. Like, basically, he's saying that the likes of companies like McDonald's and KFC and all these places, they're lying to you. Where we're just being truthful. Like, we're just giving you bad food, but we're telling you it's bad food. So I'm sitting there going, yeah, you're right. No, hold on, what? He's just conning us all. Like, he's gone and he's put his own best friends. Now, were they actually his ashes? Like, I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Like, he couldn't be that sadistic. But he put them on, like, I'm just saying, hold on, he just put his own, like, best friend's ashes on front of this interviewer, and he's telling him he's happy he died. Like, it's crazy. But I was saying there, I was going, hold on, but in terms of marketing, this guy is just, he's after pulling off an absolute, I was about to say genius stroke, but it's kind of genius what he's doing. Like, he's being honest, and well, he feels he's being honest now. I leave it up to you for your own interpretation to call him whatever name under the sun. But like, it's crazy. You need to look at it because it's just unbelievable. It's like, what I'm trying to get at here is that you need to get a gimmick. So if you're running a business or it's a personal brand, like you're an influencer on Instagram, or you, I don't know, just you're trying to build your own self-worth or awareness, it's important that you're unique. So obviously with this heart attack real place, like there's nobody else that's making these claims. There's no one else saying, no, we're happy for people to die on our premises. I think in total there've been 3 people that have died there. But they're like, yeah, if people die here, it's good. This is what the owner was saying, because we're spreading awareness of like bad eating. Like, you need to be eating good. Yeah, like they're inviting all these people in and giving them free meals if they're over 350 pounds. But it's just a genius marketing ploy. Like, as weird and sadistic as it is, it really is genius. But that's so unique, you know. The Alpha gym who put up the giveaway on Instagram, that was unique. It was unique in a sense that it was relevant. It was during the coronavirus period, but they also said we take it back. But they left it at the very end. It's there. People could easily miss it, but it's there. You can't say that they didn't say it. But what happened afterwards, obviously, as I was saying, was that loads of other gyms and companies started copying them. But they're not unique. They're not going to see that, like, massive, massive, massive growth in a following because somebody else done it, and everyone can kind of notice that and go, "Oh, it's just silly." Especially when people like other pages are copying it word for word, you know. But yeah, I'm just trying to hammer that home as well, because it's important, like that. Like, as my mentor says to me, you got to get a gimmick, you know. And for me, like, my gimmick is I'm the kids coach. So in a sense that I'm coaching kids age 2 to 7, well, actually past 7, like some of the kids are as old as 10, but I specialize in coaching kids with autism. Like, that's my gimmick. Like, nobody else is doing that, you know, to a degree that I am. And also because I've written a book that builds my credibility even more. Like, I'm not bragging about it, but you'd be hard pressed to find another 21-year-old who's written a book, you know, and that's what made me stand out. So it's like, that's what's like, you need to find something. You got to get a gimmick to make you unique, you know. Alpha had done it. Then other people started copying them, which meant they weren't unique. The heart attack grill, you know, they like obviously are very, very unique. Would I try that? I don't think so. But they're all over the news, all over YouTube, you know, and their brand has grown massively. Like, that owner now could go and he could open like franchises now because of this genius marketing ploy all over the world. People flood it, like they would absolutely flood it. The only thing in that case with the hashtag rule, like, is like the owner is a lot of the he's the reason why I think a lot of people will go there, because he's the one that's driving home this marketing ploy, and he's walking around in his doctor's uniform in the heart attack reel as people are there checking if their pulse is okay and stuff like this. So I think, like, that's just me now being very specific, but if it came for him for franchising, he'd be looking, going, right, I'd have to be in every location because people come to see me. That's a lot of it, you know. But like, he'd be able to franchise it out, and just because of one genius but weird marketing ploy, you know. But yeah, check it out. I'll put the link for that video in the description. And yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about is I'm obviously a big MMA fan, mixed martial arts fan, and I trained in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Well, I have been for the last 3 years now, not as consistently the last 6-7 months because of my own setting up the business and writing a book and everything. But like, I find that that has given me so much confidence. And I know, like, if I'm ever going into town with my mates or something, because a lot of the time, like, situations will present themselves to you and you just have to deal with it. And I feel now, because I've trained in a martial art, that I could defend myself if anything ever got bad, or I'd have the confidence to just walk away and not try and prove myself because I have an ego. But something I want to kind of just present to people is, I started learning all these jiu-jitsu techniques on YouTube. Um, there's a guy called Henner Gracie. Some people or lads who might listen to this might know him, but they have videos on YouTube, like basic intro videos, and they basically made me so interested in jiu-jitsu. But it meant that when I went training jiu-jitsu for the first time, I already had basics, and the coach was saying, "No, this guy has YouTube jiu-jitsu because he's learned it already online," you know. But I think we should all take this time to learn a new skill, you know. For me now, I'm trying to kind of work on podcasts and like present myself in front of a camera. Like, it's not something I would have done have before, so that's something I'm trying to work on during the coronavirus, because really there's nothing else to do, so I may as well do it now. But I think for a lot of people, maybe they should look at that video, and I'll put that link in the description for that video as well. Just learn the basics of jiu-jitsu, learn something, because, you know, as I said, like, well, a lot of the thing, and Henry Gracie says it in his videos, a lot of the time it's because of egos or alcohol or drugs. Like, that's why certain like bad situations will pop up. You might not even be doing, you might not have a bad ego, you might not be drinking, and you might ever never do drugs, but these situations will come, like, and they might just present themselves to you because you're around a certain person that does, and you should be able to protect yourself, or a brother or sister or a mom or a dad or a friend, and obviously most important yourself. And I just think it would be very, very good for people, girls included, because I think, like, there should be a really, really well designed, like, self defense structure in Irish schools for girls as well as lads, but particularly for girls, because girls will shy away from stuff like that. They want to tend will not to do stuff like that in PE, and they just won't want to do it. But I think it's so important, it's so necessary. And I'd recommend to give that video a look. It's very, very simple, very, very basic, but I think you will enjoy it, and it's what made me fall in love with the sport. So I'll put the link in the description for that as well. But yeah, so for me now, obviously we're on lockdown for another 3 weeks. I heard that and I was just like, oh, like, I don't know when that's gonna improve. Like, for me, and I'm as optimistic as can be, but it's like, when will it get to a point where not one person is gonna have this, you know? And that's where I did go into overload, and I'm just overthinking all the time, because I'm like that just seems impossible to me. And I think they were saying it takes like 18 months to get a vaccine, like to go through strenuous tests and stuff like this as well. So I'm kind of like it's going to be really tough. Like, we might not be back to work until September, even more. It could be even longer. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by that. So I just, yeah, encourage people to go and learn a new skill. And obviously for me, as I was saying, I'm trying to do like podcasts and improve in front of a camera and be more confident in front of a camera. And I think I'm doing okay. But yeah, I'd encourage people to go and maybe read into maybe entrepreneurship, read into marketing, into maybe influencing and growing your Instagram following, or into other careers or into other degrees. I know there's lots of online free, which is important. Once again, the word free, and free online courses which you could like broaden or like further your knowledge in. I know for me there is who was doing it? Satanta College. They were running free online courses, and one of them was for fundamental movement skill coaching, something I've written a book on already. But I was like, why wouldn't I go and like see if there's anything that was stand out to me there? So I did that free online course. It took about, well, I did it over a week or so, on and off, you know, whenever I felt like I could. But it was great, you know, free online course. That's another like bit of a certificate to your name, or a bit of credibility to your name. So I'd advise you to give that a look. But yeah, so over the next few weeks, I'm hoping to go and get lots of different people on the podcast. So there's MMA fighters, professional footballers, more influencers, people who have set up like mental health organizations and the like. So keep an eye out now, because I found that the Charlene Murphy podcast was amazing. I think it's on like 500 views, which for me is a massive result, you know. And obviously she has a massive following, and it was great that she was so willing to come on and talk. But like there's so much valuable information in that podcast. The same as Shannon's, like that was a great podcast. I think TikTok is a massive app now, and it's really taken off, and she's mastered it already, you know. Massive Gary Vee fan she is, like so am I, and it was great to be able to talk about him and his attitude towards life and stuff. So like a lot of the podcasts will be different. Some of them might be repetitive, and the fact that we're talking about like certain careers which we've already talked about or whatever, but I guarantee you there'll be golden nuggets like there is in my book, that people can take away and learn from, you know. But yeah, like I hope to do podcasts like this where I guess I can sit down and talk about certain things I've done or learned about over the last few weeks, because this is a time of reflection. It really is. Like I'm sitting here and going, oh my God, like I'm only really valuing like work now because obviously I'm not doing it. I realised how much time I've wasted over maybe last 2 weeks. I could have been doing stuff like podcasts or recording certain videos or doing certain courses. And it's like every day I'm going, oh, just I wanted to get back to normal, but at the same time, I can be growing, whether it's like in terms of my education, whether it's in terms of my self character or whatever. And yeah, like I hope people are enjoying them, because I'm enjoying recording them, and I think they are great. Like people are giving great feedback, and I think it's just going to be a matter of consistency. Like just keep on putting them out there, and more people will come and listen to them. So yeah, I'll put the link for the jiu-jitsu self-defense video in the description. I will put a link for Setanta College for the free online courses, and I'll put a link to the heart attack rule video as well. Give them all a look, and you'd enjoy them all. But yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure, please share this in your story actually, because just try and spread it, get it out there, you know, because I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. And if you know anyone who'd like to do the podcast or you think would be interested or would give a good listen, let me know as well, and I'll reach out to them. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like the video and all that. All right. So cheers, guys. Thank you very much.